Welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you all about the homeopathic remedy phosphorus. Phosphorus is a great polychrest remedy. It is made from the mineral, of course, phosphorus. And it can help with so many acute and chronic conditions. And I've seen it be really, really supportive to health and healing for my clients, for myself, for my kids. And it's a really great remedy that I want to talk to you about today and what the picture of phosphorus actually looks like. So I have a series on homeopathy going right now. So I have all different videos on my YouTube channel where you can learn all about homeopathy and, the power of it and why it's been suppressed and, what kind of conditions it can support and all the things about homeopathy. And I want to try to start doing some what we call material medica about homeopathy for you guys. I've done one on the homeopathic remedy calc carb. And this is so you can kind of understand what these remedies are and how to use them and all the things. Remember, homeopathy only works if you get the right remedy and it matches the frequency and the vibration to the illness that's going on in your body, right? If you don't get the right remedy, it's not going to work. Homeopathy works on the premises as like cures like. So basically, it gives a substance that is similar to the disease state. So it would cause the same symptoms in a healthy person. We actually call this a proving. Those are the scientific studies. Actually, homeopathy is very scientific, actually, and these scientific studies are actually called proving. And what they did is they gave these remedies to healthy individuals, and they saw the symptoms that it can create. So if you take phosphorus, there are symptoms that it can create, but it can also then cure in the person who has the same disease frequency. Okay. So that's how homeopathy works. It works on the premise of like cures like, right? So what it can cause in a healthy person is what it can cure in the diseased person. And that's how a homeopath finds out what remedy do you need is by listening to you and listening to your symptoms on all levels, the physical, the mental, and the emotional sphere. And that's how they know what remedy is going to be similar to your symptom picture and will support your health and your healing. Okay. So that's the basis of homeopathy. So now let's get into like the phosphorus. What is a phosphorus constitution like? Okay. Phosphorus is very open. They're going to chat with you. Like when I consider phosphorus as a remedy for somebody when they come on with me, or they're just open and they're chatty and they're willing to talk to me. They're not closed. They're going to be, maybe joking with me a little bit and chatting with me, and just they're a very open person. They're kind of an open book. They're very like bright and excitable, and they can be very suggestible. So they can be like easily influenced in certain ways. Like, oh, they can see something and be like, they see like a supplement and they're like, oh, this helps. It's like, oh, I need that, like they're very suggestible, easily influence people. And they're very, very anxious people. They have lots and lots of fears. Phosphorus has a lot of anxiety, fear of the dark, fear of thunderstorms, fear of robbers, fear of death, fear of being alone, fear that something bad will happen. They're always thinking something bad is going to happen. They have fear of water, insanity, earthquakes, they're just fearful of everything. And they really, 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 really want support, and they want someone's company. They desire company greatly. Okay. They are very sympathetic. So a phosphorus cannot stand the suffering of others. It will really bother them. If their child is suffering, if their loved ones are suffering, if someone they don't even know is suffering, a friend or a family member has cancer or this or that, like something that someone is suffering, they cannot stand it. They can't even be, a phosphorus can't even be like in a hospital bed, laying in a hospital bed, and the person next to them is suffering, in the room next to them, they're suffering and they're really, really upset about, their pain and this will bother a phosphorus. They take everything on internally. They can't help but like absorb like the frequencies of others. They just take everything on. Okay. They are very dependent on their, physicians and doctors, and they're going to be easily reassured, actually. So like a phosphorus patient is going to be the kind of patient or client is going to be the type of client that, they're anxious about things, about their health, and anxiety about their health and all the things. And then they're like, you're like, everything's going to be okay, I promise, you know, and they're like, oh, okay, it's better. But then like the next day they've got something else that they're anxious about again, right? So they definitely are a very anxious picture, desire company, desire reassurance, all the things, right? Phosphorus has a lot of, you know, physical symptoms as well. One of the main physical symptoms that you'll see is epistasis, which is bloody noses. They have, and most of their symptoms are on the left side. So physically, we'll see a left-sided bloody nose very often with it. Phosphorus bleeds easily. They have bright red blood, so they're going to bleed really easily, and their blood is going to be bright red. They're going to have a strong desire for ice cold drinks, and they'll have a large thirst. They'll constantly want to drink ice cold water. They can, like I said, bleed excessively, but the cold water actually helps coagulate things, the bleeding in the body, and that's why they desire cold water. They may have like a peptic or gastric ulcers that they don't know about that are causing that. So that's another reason why they desire cold water often. It's a good remedy for those kinds of things. They have a big appetite. It's usually pretty ravenous. They can eat quite a bit throughout the day. The interesting symptom was one of my phosphorus symptoms that whenever they get a headache, I don't have this one anymore, but whenever they would get a headache, their appetite would really increase. They want to eat more during a headache. They can get headaches. They have a lot of food desires. They desire chocolate. It's actually one of the biggest remedies that desires chocolate, next to carcinosin, which also has the biggest desire for chocolate. Ice cream, cold foods, salty foods, fried foods, spicy foods, milk. They desire a lot of things. They desire carbonated drinks, eggs, cheese, but then they also can be averse to a lot of things too. So it could go either way. Sometimes with remedies, it could go both ways, but typically you want to see them having a desire for a lot of these kinds of foods. They can also have aversion to eggs and aversion to fish and meat, except for hamburger meat. They don't usually like meat, but they like hamburger meat, which is interesting. And they could also have aversion to carbonated drinks. So it could go both ways. So yeah, phosphorus is a really good remedy for like panic and anxiety for sure, and a lot of good different physical complaints, like I'm saying. So they might also have like colitis or diarrhea. This is another good remedy for that. Children who want to be with their parents all the time, they'll probably want to sleep in bed with their parents. They need a lot of reassurance. Phosphorus cannot sleep on the left side. It can only sleep on the right side. They can have numbness in their fingers, especially on waking in the morning. They have a lot of different heart symptoms as well. So they can have angina. They have palpitations are worse on the left, so that's why they can't sleep on the left. They can have a lingering tickling cough. They can get hoarseness when they get cough. They can have a lot of respiratory infections, left-sided pneumonia. This is a great remedy for. So many different things that phosphorus can do. This is the thing about remedies. When people ask, like, what's the remedy for X, Y, and Z? I'm like, well, that depends, because there's a lot of things that go into homeopathy, right? So much more than just that, right? Because we have to take into the whole account the physical, the mental, and emotional being, right? So yeah, they feel better when they wake up in the morning. When they have a good night's sleep, that really helps a phosphorus. So the main keynote you're looking for, if you're thinking that, oh, maybe I'm in a phosphorus state, or if I was thinking about taking phosphorus, is you want to look for the high anxiety, fear, some panic, strong desire for company, super sympathetic, bright red blood that bleeds easily, maybe the numbness in the morning, maybe a colitis type picture or diarrhea type picture. Those are, and desire for chocolate, those would be really good ones. Desire for ice cream and big thirst for cold drinks that I would say to look for phosphorus. Of course, there's many more symptoms that go into it and many more things that phosphorus can support, but it's a great mineral remedy. And all remedies are made from nature. So phosphorus happens to be a mineral remedy, right? It's made from mineral, but there's ones like sulfur and mercury and arsenic, which I know sounds scary, but they're not in the homeopathic form because they are so diluted down that there's no toxicity in these remedies. Remedies are also made from plant material, different plants like arnica and aconite and pulsatilla and stramonium, haseamos. These are all plants that we have made remedies from. Stinging nettles is one as well. So and it also can be made from animal substances as well. Like sepia is made from the ink of the cuttlefish, and apis is made from bee venom, and lachesis is made from snake venom. So they can be made from different animal. There's also one made from dog's milk that's called laccaninum. So there are definitely, they all come from nature, is my point. So they're never going to be anything harmful to be putting into your body. So anyway, I hope this video is helpful. It gets you to understand a little bit more about the constitution of what a phosphorus is like. I do not recommend those self-prescribing, especially in higher potencies. If you're going to self-prescribe, I would not go higher than a 30C. I would definitely meet with a classically trained homeopath to help guide you, because what happens is homeopathy, A, only works if you get the right remedy, and B, sometimes there's underlying layers, and we're never just one remedy, like we're never just one constitution, I should say, right? There's many layers to the onion, right? So we need to make sure that we are, you know, getting the upper layer, because if your phosphorus is deep on the inside of the onion, but you've got graphites, or you've got mercury, or you've got arsenic amalgam or sulfur on the outside, your body, you cannot get to the phosphorus until you've cleared these other layers. So you have to find the uppermost layer by looking at the most predominant symptoms in the person. And this is what a classical homeopath does. They will help you distinguish that, because you could listen to this video on phosphorus and be like, oh yeah, I'm a phosphorus, but then you might listen to my video on sulfur and be like, oh yeah, I'm a sulfur too. So you might need some help distinguishing that. And of course, I am taking new homeopathic clients right now. You can book in an initial session with me, and I will be there to support you through the process of homeopathy. And yeah, I'd be looking forward to doing that and supporting your health and your healing. Homeopathy is amazing medicine. I'll just share with my own son. He had a lot of anxiety and bloody noses that were appearing on the left side that were bright red. We gave the remedy phosphorus, and the bloody noses have been better. They've calmed down a lot. They were gone for a while. They came back up with different remedies, which we supported it with, but they went away immediately with the phosphorus, and his anxiety has been greatly improved. So that's one case I can share. And he definitely has a strong thirst for ice cold drinks as well. So here we go. We see all the keynotes of phosphorus, and then we see the healing potential that it can bring. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope you learned about phosphorus. If you like this video and you want me to do more material medicas, let me know. I'm happy to do that. Let me know what else you want me to, what other things you want me to touch on in the comments, what other remedies you want me to do. You know, like the videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can learn more. And then the more that this channel grows, the more content I can put out for you guys. And yeah, if you're ready to book in with homeopathy, let me know as well. You can send me an email. You can check out my website, brightlightwellnesscoach.com, and I'm happy to support you guys. Have a fantastic day.